All right, here is some further explanation about the angle relationship, vertical angles. So we're going to look at this diagram here. At this point, we should know supplementary angles, how to find them, and complementary angles. So let's look at the first part where it's saying, look at this diagram. AB, this line AB is intersecting this line CD. And it's telling me that X, the angle AED, so angle AED is equal to 23 degrees. Okay. Then it says we need to find AEC, so this angle here on the left. We need to find DEB, the angle here on the right, and then we need to find CEB. Okay, and we're going to do all of that using the idea of supplementary angles, right? Because AED and DEB, those create a straight line here, and that means that they're supplementary. So supplementary lines are made up of 180 degrees, and we know 23 of them. And so if we want to find angle DEB, I just said the straight line has 180 degrees, and we know 23 of it. And so we need to know how much is left. Well, 23 is here with the X. What's the remainder? What's the leftover part that makes this a straight line? So we want to get rid of that 23 and see what's left over. And when we do 180 minus 23, I get 157 degrees. And so that would be my angle DEB, because again, 23 degrees here, 157 here, that creates that 180 straight line. Okay, so now I know that that's 157 degrees. I know that DEB and CEB create a straight line. And so again, that's going to be supplementary. So angle CEB now, the bottom angle down here. We have, again, it's a straight line. These two angles form a straight line, so that's 180 degrees. And we know that this angle up here, DEB, that's taking up 157 of it. So what's left over? Well, we'll subtract out the 157. And then 157 minus, or sorry, 180 minus 157 gives me 23 degrees. So I have DEB, and I have 3 of my 4 angles right now. Okay, so the last one I have CEB and AEC, the one on the left and the bottom one here, make a straight line again. And so for angle AEC, makes a straight line, so that's 180 degrees. We know that down here is taking up 23 of it, so we subtract 23, and we end up getting again 157 degrees. Okay, so again, just using supplementary angles to find all of these 4 angles after they give us just one of them. Okay, and then the next question is, which angle has the same measure as AED? Well, AED was 23 and CEB, so angle CEB had the same. Now that right there is the introduction to vertical angles. Okay, the fact that AED and CEB have the same angle measurement and they're just across from each other. X is up here, X is on top, this one's below. They have those congruent angles, or they have the same angle measurement. Okay, so then we get to the actual definition here. It says the angles that lie on opposite sides, there it is, big point there, lie on opposite sides of the intersection point are called vertical angles. So AED and CEB are vertical angles, and they are the same. Again, vertical angles are the same. Okay, find another pair of vertical angles on the diagram. Well, it's the same kind of idea. AEC is across from DEB, and they're the same, so that's why we call them vertical angles. And so if I want to write my answer there, it's DEB and angle AEC. Okay, and then we're just going to use that property one more time on this next slide. So they tell me that CEB, or we need to find CEB, we need to find angle CEB if we know that AED, this X value, when we know that's 54, well then CEB has to equal 54. Because it's a vertical angle to AED, or X, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so then when you write your conjecture here, you can say something. It's an educated guess, but we kind of seen it now in action, that vertical angles are always congruent to the angle opposite of them. Again, like AED congruent to CEB, or even in the last problem, DEB being congruent to AEC. I hope this clears up the idea of vertical angles. If you want to see another problem, just let me know.